This is a poem, and it's titled Killing Thistle, and it was written on the Lummi Island and in 2007. And the thing is, the thistle, just in case it's not clear, the thistle is an invasive species that many people, biologists and land managers and such, think would be awesome to have, eradicated. An invasive, non-native species. You've probably heard of these kinds of issues. It was probably referring to Europeans. Killing thistle. Sunday afternoon, the 15th of July, back home on this island. The sounds of small aircraft and speedboats and lawn machines, including my own electrically powered weed whacker. But I'm just trying to keep the grass back from the space we think we need. For the trash, for the recycling, to park the van, get to the pump, get to the compost, around the back door of the metal trailer built in 1956. We don't have a garden, but the compost at least helps slow the speed our big green trash bin fills. The trash bill is long past due. We pick the berries and the apples in the fall, and yesterday Laura made 2 arrangements from flowers and grasses and ferns, gotten here and there, in glass jars with beach rocks and sitting on the heater that pretends wood fire, currently out of propane. The electric bill is paid, and when it gets too cold, we can heat the house with the oven, and the oil-filled radiator that plugs into the wall costs $40 and does a pretty nice job. Besides, it's July, and right now the temperature must be 85 degrees. But I digress. I want to think about this meadow again, and how today I cut back the tops of some thistle to below its lowest flower or bud. I just learned that such a cutting does the plant in. It must be annual. Though I'm no expert, I'm barely a novice, and the thistle that I cut were few. They'd been blocking my view of a pile of old and dried blackberry vines heaped to burn at least 2 years ago, and now a regular part of this meadow, and deep inside, I believe, there are sparrows. Can't burn it now, so it stays. And now 2 ravens call and remind me why I came. Barn swallows feed their fledgling babes perched on the pump house roof. And again, the ravens call and the swallows return. The thrush's song spirals between the 2 and beyond. A red-tailed hawk, 15 minutes ago, brought in a cool wind, and now both hawk and wind are gone. Oh, here's that wind again. Nine days later, I remember my friend Fran often says to encourage the growth of what is wanted rather than try to eradicate what is not. I think it is safe to look at this tree, a western red cedar, tipped on its side and still alive, and ask what is needed to help it thrive. Wind knocked it over, no doubt, and the Himalayan blackberries and Asian thistle surround it in the center of a field of blackberry and thistle, and grasses short and tall with beer cans and tires lurking beneath the summer green, and new construction is promised. This cleared field, should I dig up the blackberry and beat back the thistle, or plant Douglas fir and red alder? Now, halfway along the trunk of the cedar, its thick down-facing branches, broken and slowly rotting by decades, lower the trunk to the soil, and branches are starting to grow toward the sky. And yet, just as surely, the tree grows toward the earth. And here along the middle, beneath the horizontal trunk, a small cleared circle, unused, growing in, where people used to come. You squat to get in, and there is the decaying remains of the bench seat of a truck, stuffing dried or missing, as you might find a carcass of a squirrel that's been hunted, its springs all rusted. The cedar must have fallen in a blowing nor'easter. The crown points southwest at the base. The wood is dying, but I wonder that cedars don't regenerate this way, root from a branch like vine maple or creosote plants in the desert, branching from a root that is more like a branch. True, What once was the root ball is covered in blackberry, but the upside sprouts bright green. Between my hair and my spit and my blood and my piss, if I haven't left a seed in this field, I have left a sample. Swallows above the meadow between the porch and the water, I cut more grass around the trailer, raked into big rolling bundles. So much grass, much of it taller than I am, and gone to seed. Thistle thrives in places disturbed. 3 pigeon guillemots race north, juvenile robins hide and seek in disguise, and now I hear a young loon cry. How can I uproot the berries and not uproot the earth?